Hi, this is Derek, Eliminex, New Jersey, here in Old Bridge, and I wanted to cover a few topics. One of the biggest things that I've asked, because the way we do things that are successful, and we claim that we're #1 in the bed bug business, doing professional treatments using registered pesticides mandated by the federal and state agencies. For many years now, 20 years experience I have. I've been treating bed bugs in Manhattan and the 5 boroughs since 1992. And then I transitioned to do single-family homes for bed bugs full-time since 2006. And it's been very remarkable. I mean, when it happened, it just really I mean, I knew about bed bugs on a regular basis in the city. You know, these come from like people that travel overseas, and usually this would be a problem that like 4- or 5-star hotels would have, because people, you know, that were like world travelers, they'd be most likely to bring them over. And then we didn't really understand the behavior, other than we understood the behavior of bed bugs when it pertains to hotels. They have a totally different way they act in that situation. Very predictable over the years. It made control pretty much quick. You know, the hotels is just a bad. No one wanted to hear about it. It was like a big secret for about 10 years until 2001. What the hotels would do, they would just immediately, if they heard like the Four Seasons or the Grand Hyatt or the Marriott Marquis, they hear about any day service guys that would do the inspection, get complaints, they would immediately go in that room and quarantine the room, close it off, and then they would throw away the mattress and box springs, just throw them out, and then they would have their own maintenance and their own sanitation crew. They wouldn't put it on the curb, you know. This was like the dirty little secret, you know, and I thought that's very interesting. We didn't get any jobs, but it was so interesting the way they would act. I'm like, well, it's just one of those things, and we knew how to treat bugs with the traditional pesticides. Nothing had bed bugs on the label, because they have to update. Most pesticides have to register and update with each state agency every 10 years, and they have to spend money on the study of pesticides, working on all the pests that are on the label. They have to do studies and time-tested, and to be able to put, you know, that it covers this or that pest, that insect pest. So bed bugs haven't been on the label. They never did any tests with those since, you know, 1960. So, but we knew what worked. I think at the time there were some organophosphates which are off the market now for many reasons. The #1 reason is that it was such a great product, the organophosphates, that it was available in over-the-counter pesticides. And because of the wide use of over-the-counter pesticides available to the public they bought some chemical, and they spray it for this or that, whatever the picture says on the you know, whatever bugs were on the bottle or can, and they would just put it out, indiscriminately spray and bug, and they wouldn't do the proper method of, you know, protecting themselves and preparing for the treatment, just spraying everything. Because of this misuse, you know, then people that had like sensitivities and allergic reactions to things, and a lot of big case study, they had to take this stuff off the market voluntarily. So this you know, they kind of twist this, you know, public misuse of pesticides and voluntary taking it off the market, you know, for common sense, and make it only available to trained licensed technicians who have a lot of hours, cases, years of experience and study, and taking college courses and entomology courses, and going to seminars, and also we are backed by the Pest Management Association, and the State Pest Management Association backs us for media coverage. You know, they tell us never to talk to the media about the laws and just refer to our organization, but it really should be put on. Each of us should be responsible as a licensed pest management, as your local pest management professional, to really inform the public of the positives and the negatives of pesticides. The positives is properly, according to the label, it would be quite safe. Crack and crevice, there's indoor and outdoor products. More work indoors, and the outdoor products work outdoors because of certain properties and long-lasting efficacies of the chemicals. Well, if you go to our website, njbestexterminator.com, you'll see one of our free reports. It's a bed bug treatment option, where we're comparing pesticides that are labeled for bed bugs compared to all the new stuff that's been coming out. Some new technologies they claim have always been around. We know what works, what kills on contact. But there's a heat treatment. That's a big thing because it's a big show. People trailers, they have expensive equipment and fans and heat generators. Looks like something from Service Pro, coming in, for flood damage or fire damage or something like that. They come in with this big crew. It's a big show, And we're going to set up all these furnaces and tip your furniture over, really bag up everything, and then do a blast furnace job in your house. And your house can't handle upwards of 140, 160 degrees temperature. Just think about it, like a lot of materials these are fabricated and recycled materials. They're not as durable. Wallpaper and the strength of glass is tempered. It's not designed to have, it's designed to keep heat out. Your house isn't really designed. Contemporary homes nowadays with electronics and everything, the way things are just cheaply made and varnishes, just aren't able to hold up to this type of hazardous method of what they consider treatment, bed bugs. And then after all said and done, if they missed even 1-2 bed bugs that happen to be in the wall that the heat didn't penetrate, of course the heat won't penetrate sheetrock. Then they'll just keep coming out, and then you have nothing's going to keep killing the bed bugs. You spent like $2,000. It's like, I think the average thing is about $2 to $4 a square foot for heat treatments if you call around these companies. They claim they're legitimate. But most of these companies, not most of them, but a lot of these heat treatment companies aren't even licensed pest management professionals. They don't have licenses with the state Department of Environmental Protection. They're just contractors coming in and doing a non-pesticide method of control, and then taking advantage of the lucrative bed bug market by charging like their fees. And they're just contractors coming in with their crew and acting like they're pest professionals, but they don't have they don't have the thousands of hours of experience, like 20 years. We're talking upwards of 30,000 plus hours of experience out in the field doing the work. And you only heard about heat treatment in the past year and a half or so. And it's just too expensive. It's not proven. It's just one of those new things that they say come in. Oh, we can do this. We have the new technology here with the heat treatment. That's been around. We'll discuss why heat's important, but not to heat your house. There's another method called steam treatment. We've lost jobs because people preferred steam, because they hear, pesticides, I'd rather use steam because that's fresh, and it's like they think of Stanley steamer coming in and steam, cleaning your carpet and sanitizing everything. They use the keyword sanitize. That really perks people's attention. That's a sell word. It's a marketing tactic. I want to come in, instead of using pesticides, we're going to use something neutral. It's hot water, and it's going to come out. It's just, you're going to direct it to, think about it though, it's water, it's moisture. And what are you going to apply moisture? Where can you apply moisture safely? In a home. And, on your mattress, you steam clean your mattress like it's an iron, but you're putting a lot of droplets of moisture. You're pressing this device, and it comes out, and it's really putting a lot of steam water onto the fabrics. And only 120 degrees is only going to kill the bed bugs on contact. But what about the bed bugs that are hiding in the structure, the furniture, under the carpets, behind the walls, the baseboards, behind the moldings, behind the casings, door, trim, behind the outlet switch plate covers, conduits, where your electrical wiring goes, your recessed lighting, trim and around your windows. What about the curtain rods? You know, the hollow curtain rods. What's the steam going to do in this situation? It's not going to be able to penetrate all these cracks and crevices. Your furniture, you know, like your dressers, drawers, and stuff like that, they're not designed to take moisture on. You know, if you leave any, that's why it's not outdoor furniture, it's indoor furniture. You get any moisture on it that's like wood, it's going to you know, it's going to absorb that moisture and get damaged. You wouldn't want to take any chances doing that. And also there's another method called Cranford that's a freezing machine. It's the same kind of concept as steam. Very limited, and it's going to leave excessive moisture. And there's so many aspects why a non-pesticide method are very limited, and it could do more damage to your home. Here's some benefits of pesticides that don't compare with any other heat or freezing or steam. The treatment dries quickly. I mean, we're talking 2 hours after the treatment, because it's even distribution of cracks by the label. You have to just do crack and crevice. In some areas you could do a broad band, but it's very light. But you're hitting everything very thoroughly. And it's going to stick, it's going to bond to the surface as a property of pesticide. It's not like water, it's like it bonds to the surface, and it dries quickly and invisibly, and it doesn't leave any odor. It's microencapsulated for some of these products. So you can come back in 2 hours later, and you can unpacking. If you do a very thorough treatment, you can start putting your furniture back together, make your bed, you know, go back to business. It's pretty amazing. I mean, that's the experience I've had in 3 straight years. Where some other companies will say pesticide treatment, you need 4 hour, 6 hour re-entry time. That's just something that they say. We know you can enter the home and re-enter and start putting things back in 2 hours. There's no chance of mildew or mold growth with pesticides because of the light application, the light then application. Where steam and freezing, that leaves a lot of moisture, and it doesn't dry. It doesn't dry within like 4 or 5 hours. All of a sudden, you can get mold growing, especially when there's furniture and stuff that's in floor contact with the floor, or when your bed is in contact with the bed frame. It's not gonna dry properly, and then you're gonna get mold. You know, and you don't want that. That's even worse. It's a hazard. I mean, trust you keep things in storage that's not climate controlled. You ever keep furniture or clothing that you come back in and it's mold? You can have like the white fungus mold or the black mold. I mean, you don't want that. Pesticides go much quicker. The prep for and the treat, and that passes things on to you. So our prices for professional treatment is in the middle of the road. It's not the cheapest, but it's not so expensive. It's the middle of the road treatment. And it's easier. It's quicker. All around, it has much value. It's safe for carpets and fabrics. I mean, you spray the bed itself, or you would spray the comforters, but I mean, for stuff like Scotches and throw pillows, you know, if you could spray cracks and crevices, the carpets, of course, it's safe. It's not going to do any damage. You know, most carpets, I mean, wool. I mean, you might take some precaution with that, but you wouldn't steam it either if it wasn't safe with water. But most rugs and things are water resistant. Pesticides are safe for, you know, electronics and computers. You can't even touch electronics, anything electronics with the pesticides come in wet and dry formulations, by the way. I was getting that, where you can inject dry pesticide and lightly apply them. That's why you need a professional to do it properly. You can put them in the switch covers of your switches and your outlet covers. You'd like to have a professional do that, wouldn't you? If that's open with your electric, you know, you would rather have somebody who's licensed and insured to do that kind of work. And you can treat certain things like smoke detectors, clock radios, and the motor housings of microwaves, where you couldn't use steam or freezing treatment. That you couldn't get any kind of moisture on electronics. Stain and varnishes. Pesticides, you're just slightly touching it, putting a light application, but you know, it doesn't. But steam would like take the varnish right off. You know, destroy your furniture. You don't want that. Let me see. And guess what? Pesticides is the only thing that leaves residual that lasts, it depends on what you select, can last from 2 to 3 months, sometimes towards 4 to 5 months, depending on what kind of formulation you're using, what kind of mixture you're using. If you're using a grow regulator, that gives you definitely 90 days. The bed bugs will keep dying. Even if you reintroduce the bed bugs, I mean, you got bed bugs in the first place that could be coming from an outdoor source, which we inform you with the post-treatment instruction guide on how to be vigilant and how to be on the lookout for bed bug activity, and ask your friends. You have to communicate, find out how you got them. Maybe your children brought them in from camp, school, or from a book bag, or maybe you got something from a garage sale. You have to be vigilant and know what to look for. But if you happen to reintroduce bed bugs to your environment, it's got a full treatment, a residual waiting for them, and they have nowhere to hide. Or if you did steam or heat or freezing, which are only contact killers, you introduce a bed bug in, next day you're infested. You can get infested within a couple of weeks, and then you have nothing to help you. It's all over again. You pay like twice. You pay just as much for nothing, really. Just for the word safe, because you're sold on to the word safe. Really, that's when you found out you've been had. After the fact, you get that. A lot of people get that remorse after they hire the company, because they didn't really educate themselves and ask questions. They didn't know what questions to ask, so they just trusted the professional who claimed they were the master of their trade. You just put in your mind that that's what you want. They told you what to hear. That's the art of sales, high pressure sales tactics. So that's why I like to put together for the public to help them make a better decision. Not really to bash the industry, but this is what I've been experiencing over the years. And I have I traveled a long road with pest management. It used to be pest control. In pest management, it's a lighter word, just basically saying if we can't control it, we can at least manage it. So that I like to separate ourselves, Eliminex here in New Jersey. I like to establish ourselves as pest eliminators. But that's a two-way street. You need customers to also be vigilant and pro as well, and be honest. Let your technician and let your friends know what's going on, and work on this together. And maybe if you catch it early, you won't need it. That's a possibility. But once you have a verification of something, once it's visible, and you start getting bit, they're most likely established in your house already. Even think they're just in one room. It takes about 3 months for you to actually see an actual infestation on the surface. So I think by the time you're looking at this video, because you're getting bit or whatever, it may be too late. You should get a professional. So hopefully this helps you clarify things a little bit, make a better decision for yourself. So, if you do get had by a company, unscrupulous company, at least you did the best you could, and you learn from that. Okay, Derek with Eliminex. You can look at our website, njbestexterminator.com.